Welcome to the Center for Teaching and Learning's demonstration video. This video will demonstrate CISD best practices, pacing and sequencing, frequent checks for understanding, effective classroom management as demonstrated by Ryan Wiggs.
Find the prime factorization of 38. When you have it, stands.
In his book Focus, Mike Schmoker highlights the research of Silver, Strong, Perini, who recommend that the teacher talk no more than 5 minutes before giving students an opportunity to process new information, to write or interact with their peers. We must ensure that every student is responding multiple times to questions throughout the lecture.
I'm going to count down to 1. When I get there, I want you to be ready to go with voice levels of 0.
Notice how the teacher uses precise directions to establish learning goals and task adherence. Ms. Wiggs' clever use of a magic word is used to strategically release students.
So when I say the magic word, you are going to get one white piece of paper, you are going to color one of your thumbs, then you are going to press it down on the white piece of paper and then wipe it off with a paper towel. So let's make sure that we're following those specific directions. Gingerbread, go.
Ms. Wiggs sets the timer and invites students to compare and contrast fingerprints as an anticipatory set for the learning. An anticipatory set is a brief activity or event at the beginning of the lesson that effectively engages students' attention and focuses their thoughts on the learning objective.
I want you and your table mates to talk for a second and compare and contrast those fingerprints. Everybody should have done a thumb, so I want you to look at everybody's fingerprint together and kind of compare and contrast. Talk about some differences and some similarities. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes. Go. I want to hear what you thought as you were comparing and contrasting. What are some things that you and your group talked about?
Notice the way Ms. Wiggs uses slow, interactive pacing to effectively cement learning objectives and content.
What I want you to do is I want you to turn to your shoulder partner, and I want you and your shoulder partner to discuss if you think there is something that identifies just one particular number, and if you think that there is, what do you think that something might be? Take about a minute with your shoulder partner and discuss what would identify just one number, like a fingerprint.
Ms. Wiggs also uses table talk and the use of shoulder partners to ensure that every student has an opportunity to respond multiple times to questions throughout the lesson.
Now what I'd like for you to do is I want you to talk to the person across from you and see if you can come up with some characteristics for a prime factorization.
When a student struggles to construct an answer, it's really tempting to take over the task and provide the answer. Notice the way Ms. Wiggs scaffolds and supports the students so that he can successfully provide a response and gain both competence and confidence.
How is a prime number different from a composite number, Danny?
Prime number, you can't,
Let me remind you what Iron said about prime. He said that a prime number only has the factors of 1 and itself. So how is a composite number different?
it has multiple factors?
Yes, multiple factors, multiple ways to make it, right? With multiplication. Okay, good.
Providing time for students to think in ink, as Ms. Wiggs demonstrates here using markers and desktops, provides students an opportunity to respond and serves as a frequent check for understanding.
What I want you to do is I want you to go ahead with your dry erase marker on your table. Now, I want you to look at the other people at your table. Look at their tree. Do you all have the same 2 numbers?
Educators are always looking for a magic formula to accelerate learning and retention. Longer school day, better curriculum, students who come to us grade level ready. The reality is that we can add 6 to 9 months of additional learning to our students simply by using slow, interactive teaching, as Ms. Wiggs demonstrates for us in this video.
I want you to turn to your shoulder partner and tell them why or why not I can use 8 or 1.